Mic check 1 2 1 2, and we back. We back. Hello everyone. Welcome to Sana IE. I'm your host XO. It's Friday. Good Friday. Another episode of Sana IE. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the brand. Welcome to the experience. Man, it's been a great week. I've been really in the gym heavy, working out. And like I said, this week's been blowing by, but I'm glad it's the 9th. We in April, and it's Friday. The weekend's upon us, and man, I'm just ready for the weekend. Really gonna be relaxing. It's been real sunny out here in California. Wherever you at right now, enjoy the weather. Shout out to everybody that's listening to the podcast wherever you at right now. Thank you for listening and tuning in, and as well as being a part of the brand. If you haven't followed the website or been on the website, check out the website, sanae.com, as well as follow us on social media platforms. I'm in the process of changing the names from Sana IE Podcast to just Sana IE, simply because we're bigger than a podcast. We're a brand, and it's an experience that the whole world will see soon. But yeah, so I'm in the process of changing the name. So just search Sana IE on any social media platform, and just follow up, as well as let us know your feedback and what you think of the shows, and what you think about the things that's about to come up. If you want to know about certain surprises and things that we have on the way, check us out, sanae.com. Get on the emailing list, and I'll send you a personal email about some up and coming events for the podcast, as well as for the brand. But I hope everybody's been having a great week. Like I said, it's Friday. I know everybody's happy, ready to party. Not necessarily party, but really just go out and be out and about, especially if you're in California. The weather's been phenomenal, and I'm grateful for it, especially living in Cali. But let's get started with the quotes of the day. My first quote is, "Don't resist the pain. Allow it to be there. Surrender to the grief, despair, fear, loneliness, or whatever form the suffering takes. Witness it without labeling it mentally. Embrace it." Man, pain. We've all been through pain. We've all been through physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain, and I think we tend to fight against the pain instead of really embracing it and surrendering to it and observing it, because pain only builds character and builds strength. So whatever pain you're dealing with in the time, in the moment, surrender to it. Surrender to the grief, the despair, the fear, the loneliness, or whatever the form of suffering takes. Witness it without labeling it mentally. Embrace whatever pain or whatever you're going through right now. Embrace it. Sit in it. Sit in that freaking storm, and just acknowledge it. Like, okay, this is what I'm going through. What is this trying to teach me? Life happens for us, not to us. So this certain pain or suffering that I'm going through, this despair, this fear, this loneliness, or whatever I'm going through right now, is only here to help me and build me up. So let me witness it and be observant and analyze, why is this happening to me right now? What is this trying to teach me? Oh, this is what it's trying to teach me. Teaching you to surrender to the grief, surrender to the despair, surrender to the fear, the loneliness. But don't be enthralled in it. Don't let it capture you. Capture it. But once again, the quote is, don't resist the pain. Allow it to be there. Surrender to the grief, despair, fear, loneliness, or whatever form the suffering takes. Witness it without labeling it mentally. Embrace it. And my next quote is, the next time someone asks you, what do you do? Try this. Don't give them your job title. Instead, tell them what you're passionate about. I love that quote, because that's been my main question when I meet new people, when I'm networking with people in general, even if they're working at their 9 to 5. I always ask, what do you do? Because it's like, yeah, you have a job, but it's like, what are you passionate about? What is your passion lie? What do you really truly want to do? If you didn't have to work, if you didn't have no bills, what would you truly want to do? And that's where it lies, where your passion lies. So whatever you're passionate about. With me, I'm always, whenever you hear me speak, or if you meet me in person, I'm always talking about podcasting or photography or something with my brand. Versus that's what I'm passionate about. Versus, oh, it's my job title. Like, no, it's not a job title. It's more than that. Life is more than having a job. Life is about having a passion. What are you passionate about? I want to hear y'all answers. Like, what are y'all passionate about? Let me know. SanaIE.com, or even leave a review, 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, or leave a review on the website. I'll greatly appreciate it. But once again, the quote is, the next time someone asks what you do, try this. Don't give them your job title. Instead, tell them what you're passionate about. And I'll be right back. So with this episode today, I got 2 topics, and this topic really came from my girl. She was like, why don't you talk about emergency funds? So that's the topic we can talk about today, dealing with financial literacy. Basically how to build an emergency fund, as well as steps to build an emergency fund, and some statistics of an emergency fund and what an emergency fund is. So an emergency fund is essential when it comes to financial literacy, as well as creating a solid financial plan for unexpected events, surprise medical bills, car repairs, or even job loss. It's critical to prepare and build a reliable one to avoid letting unexpected expenses lead you to financial ruin. So me, I've been working on my I was gonna say financial plan, but emergency fund. I've been really saving day by day and putting it into my emergency fund. I had it at my set goal. I made my goal when I wanted. Now it's like I'm trying to add more into it. Like I said, for the unexpected events. So it's critical, like, to prepare and have an emergency fund, simply because you can never know what may pop up. A lot of unexpected events pop up. Unexpected medical bills, car repairs, job loss, even vacations, or just little stuff like that. Just having that emergency fund secure and set for yourself, so you know, like, in case an emergency happens, this is what I have. When shit hits the fan, I still have this to fall back on. But an emergency fund is not like your savings. It is a savings in a way, but it's an emergency fund. You can't use it like your savings. And I know you're like, okay, how much should we start saving? Me personally, it all comes down to your personal income and finances. When setting your goal, focus on having enough to cover expenses, not on replacing your entire income. So if you've been listening to the podcast, been with us, you know, when it comes to, I've been heavily talking about budgeting, time budget, financial budgets, budgeting, everything in general. And that's where it comes to, when you have a budget, you know, all right, this is my budget and these are my expenses and this is everything else. So when it comes to your expenses, you adding them up, and that's what you're really trying to cover, because we all have expenses. We all have different variety of different expenses, but it's good to have that budget and know, how much am I spending a week? How much am I spending a month? What do I need to stop spending on? What do I need to start spending more in or investing more in? So then we just got to really take a gander and really budget your finances out, as well as looking into different financial apps that you can use, or even checking in with financial advisors or financial specialists. But when it comes to when you start saving for your emergency fund, make small goals at first, like saving $100 a month. $100 a month isn't that bad. Matter of fact, I'll do the math for y'all right now. Got my personal calculator next to me. So let's say this month is 30 days. I know next month is 31. So we're going to do 100 divided by 31. That's literally, that literally said $3 a day. So I'm going to redo that math. Let me see. Yeah, basically $3 a day. $3 to save $100 a month. Or maybe you want to say more, maybe your income is higher, but that's just a hypothetical example. So yeah, $100 a month is basically $3 a day. And you can basically do the math, just break it down, or however many days are within that month and how much ever you want to save or however much your bills are. Do that math. Calculate all your expenses and see how much you have to save a day. If your expenses is let's say all my expenses is $1,500 a month. Hypothetically, divided by this month is 30 days. You know how much that save a day is? $50 a day. $50 a day to end up by the 30th, $1,500. That's if you started April 1st. But just doing little stuff like that, calculating your expenses and adding them all up and seeing, okay, if I have $2,000 worth of expenses and next month is 31 days, oh, that's only $65 a day. Saving $65 a day to add up to your $2,000. Just doing those little things like that, and really where you're working with your budget and your expenses and trying to figure out, how can I invest more in my emergency fund? How can I invest more in my savings? How can I invest more into my investments? And really just breaking down and doing the math and applying yourself. Your savings goal would depend on your income and expenses. You see the dog left the fact. Ideally, an emergency fund should be able to cover 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. A sole breadwinner, a business owner, or a person with a highly variable income might want to aim for 9 to 12 months worth of expenses. Especially if, like I said, a business owner, the sole breadwinner, or a person with a income that changes periodically. Let's see where they get paid on commission. So you might want to save, like I said, 9 to 12 months, where you're saving from 9 months to a year of emergency fund just to cover yourself, especially as a business owner as well, because you're the owner. You're really funding yourself, and having that emergency fund to fall back on in case some shit happens within the business. You have that to be like, all right, this is my business emergency fund and this is my personal emergency fund. And I just thought about that right now. So having those two different emergency funds when it comes to business and personal is a great key. And I bet you're thinking, why do I need an emergency fund? Besides everything I just listed, saving money for emergencies makes sense. We all know that. Would you rather take out a loan and pay high interest? Or would you rather use a credit card and pay a high interest rate? Both will cost you more than having cash on hand to cover the emergency. So that's facts. Like, it's either you can take that loan out or you can do it with a credit card. Either way, you're going to be paying back double than having the money on hand when you have an emergency fund. Saving day by day, even if you want to start off with $5 a day. Even though I said $100 a month is literally $325 a day, if you really want to get technical with it. So it's all about seeing what works for you and breaking it down. All right, let me hit y'all with some statistics. Many Americans aren't prepared for an emergency. Only 39% of Americans could cover an unexpected expense of $1,000 from their savings. And this survey was done by Bankrate. In another survey, 53% of people that said that the $600 stimulus check will only sustain them for less than a month. I know that for a fact. I'm gonna elaborate that more in my next segment. Not being able to pay for an emergency expenses can lead to crushing debt and a pile of unpaid bills. If you save while things are good, you'll be prepared for when the unexpected happens. Yeah, and that's facts. Why put yourself through those financial burdens? Why build that debt? Why have them on the pile of unpaid bills when you can start today, start saving for your emergency fund, start putting money away, chipping away for a rainy day? And that's what it comes down to. Saving for a rainy day. Because the rainy days, happen. The unexpected days happen. It's like you want to have that money in your back pocket, separate from your savings, separate from your investments, and just separate to where like, this is my emergency fund in case some shit really hits the fan. I got this to fall back on, and I got what I need, so I don't have to really be stressing myself out like, oh shit, I need to go do this to get this money, versus you already having that money set aside. It's not about now, it's about the future. So that's what we have to think about when it comes to our finances and creating an emergency fund. An emergency fund is for you in case of emergencies. But I'm going to give y'all a brief break, and I'm going to hit y'all with the next segment. Steps to get started on an emergency fund. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Leave a review, share this with a friend. If you have an emergency fund yourself, I want to know the steps that you took to build your emergency fund and the steps you're doing to sustain your emergency fund. Hit me up at sanae.com and let me know. I'll be right back. So, my next topic for discussion: steps to get started on your emergency fund. Number 1, create a budget and see where you can start saving more. Creating a budget consists of look at your expenses in March. Add everything up from March. And start seeing like where have you overspent on expenses in March? Have you been eating out a lot? Have you been living carelessly as well? Like partying every weekend, going out every weekend, doing things like that. Funding your addiction, not necessarily an addiction like that, but addiction as to where it comes to a Netflix addiction, Hulu addiction, Instagram addiction, something like that, where you're spending extra money where you could be saving at. So creating a budget to see where you can start saving more. It's important to know where your money is going so that you can find saving opportunities. Without budgeting, you won't be able to maximize your income and find ways to reduce or manage your spending. One of the apps I recommend using is called Every Dollar. Though careful budgeting, you may find that you need to cut expenses or increase your income. So what can you cut out? We all have expenses that we can cut out where we're like, oh, maybe you're spending too much in one area and you're not knowing it yet. But when you do this budget and you're like, yo, for March, I overspent on hypothetically eating out versus like, oh shoot, I have all this food at home I could have cooked, but nah, I've just got lazy and want to eat out, and it hit my pockets. So carefully budgeting, find out where to cut expenses or increase your income. You may have to really get a side hustle or start a second job or another job or get different streams of income. I highly recommend having multiple streams of income, especially in this day and age. Having one stream of income, it's like close to being broke. So, number 2, automatically save. Using your budget to make your savings automatic by splitting a percentage of your direct deposit into a savings account. If you are just starting to save, look for an account with a low minimum balance requirement and no monthly fees. Online banks are great when it comes to that. One of my favorite banks right now, I know y'all probably been seeing commercials everywhere, is Chime. Chime is a great bank to use when it comes to saving for emergency fund as well as building your credit. They have this great credit building program that I've been doing for the last, I'll say year and a half, or last year. It's been a year since last year, and I've been building my credit tremendously with the credit builder. So holla at your boy. I'll probably add the link to the show description, the show notes, so y'all can just go off my link and really just sign up and get with Chime. Trust me, they don't have no monthly fees, and yeah, no monthly balance requirements or nothing like that. Just it's a great bank to bank with, and it has automatic savings to where it takes out a certain percentage of your direct deposit and it'll put into your savings. So once again, check out Chime Bank. Number 3, gradually increase your savings. Increasing either the percentage you're saving or the amount you are saving from your checking account will give your savings a boost. So how can you increase your savings? We was talking about the $100 a month. What if you're like, I've done that for the last 3 months, saving $100. I want to go to $150 or maybe $200. What do I need to do? Look at your budget and see where can you increase the investments or increase the savings. Maybe you have to live below your means, do stuff you're not normally used to doing, just because you see your vision for the future and you don't want to overspend your money or spend unnecessary money, especially when you're trying to save or invest into your emergency fund. So find a way you can really gradually increase your expenses by looking into Maybe increasing your side hustle, maybe switching the checkings and savings, adding more percentage. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm only saving 25%. Maybe you got to go to 50% of what you make. Number 4, save unexpected income. Man, when I read this, I was like, yo, I'm gonna elaborate in a second. Unexpected money can come in the form of a cash gift, inheritance, the stimulus check, or winning money. And that's like big, like saving unexpected money. It's like when that unexpected money comes, we just want to spend it. I know personally, I know when I blew through my stimulus, but I'm grateful that I had my savings, my emergency fund, and my investments set up to where it was just like a gift, but I should have utilized it and really spread it out amongst my different accounts instead of just spending. And that's where financial literacy comes in. Sometimes when we get the unexpected money, we just want to spend and not have a plan for it. It's like we knew the money was coming, but when it came, we just like, yo, let's see how fast I can blow this. And that's really how it happened. So having that financial literacy really helps out when it comes to unexpected income. When you get them unexpected checks, you win the lottery, you get a cash gift, you get an inheritance, you know, like, yo, I got this money. Now let me see what I can do to it. Let me see where I can save at. Let me see where I can invest at. Let me see how I can make this double up. Number 5, plan to cover at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. You determine this from looking at your budget. That's step 1, creating that budget and calculating how much you need to each month to cover essential expenses like rent, mortgage, food, and transportation. So looking at your budget, you know where you have to allocate your funds to and what you have to cut off. And like I said, it's saving a 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. What is your expenses from last month? I would even do your expenses from January to March, that first quarter of the year, and write down that and budget that out and see how much you have to save to get equal that for the next 3 months to 6 months, and just really double up every time. And the last one, keep saving after reaching your goal. And when I read this hit different for me, because I'm like, when I heard goal, it's like keep saving after you reach your goal, and it's like keep going after you reach your goal. In general, this is hit on a personal level because it's like when we accomplish our goals, we backtrack. Like, oh, we accomplished this goal, I did this, and now it's like you want to backtrack to unaccomplishing that goal simply because you accomplished that goal. Now you're like, all right, I did that. Now let me just dissolve all the work I've done. And it's like, no, you can't do that. You have to keep striving to being greater after you reach that goal, after you set a new goal. When you exceed that goal, make a new goal list and keep yourself really goal driven. Instead of once you reach one goal, you're like, all right, I reached that goal, I'm done, I'm accomplished, and then that. But number 6 again, keep saving after reaching your goal. Emergencies may require more than a 6-month cushion. In these situations, you'll be relieved to have that extra money on hand. Being unemployed for more than a year or being hospitalized for many months are both situations where you'll be glad you have your emergency fund. And that's real. You keep saving after your goal. We all have them goals like, 100 a month, boom, go to 200 a month, boom, go to 250 a month, boom, go to 350 a month. They just keep changing and adding up because it's for the future. It's not for the present. Once you look back, you're like, damn, I got like 3,000 saved in my emergency fund. Let's see if I can get 4,000. Let's see if I can get 5. It's like you keep playing that game with yourself where you're trying to exceed your goal, overreach your goal, which is good because eventually when you look back or when the shit does hit the fan, you're like, damn. And you do have that emergency fund saved up. So when unexpected medical bills happen or car repairs or job loss, you have that money to fall back on. But those were the 6 steps to starting your emergency fund. I hope y'all enjoyed this show. I hope this show really helped out with everybody. It's helped me. As I'm reading these steps and looking over, I'm just thinking about my finances as well, and really just trying to get everything in order and in line, and being better, being more on top of it, and really building my financial literacy day by day. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Let me know how you went about creating your emergency fund, or if you don't have an emergency fund, or if you need help setting up an emergency fund. You can always reach out to me, soundie.com. I greatly appreciate it. Also, leave reviews on this show. Let me know what y'all think. If this was a good show, a bad show, let me know what y'all want me to talk about on the next show, or any topics that y'all want me to cover, or any guests you want me to interview. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be right back. Welcome back to the recap. We started off with the quotes of the day. What quote we start with? First quote: "Don't resist the pain. Allow it to be there. Surrender to the grief, despair, fear, loneliness, or whatever form the suffering takes. Witness it without labeling it mentally. Embrace it." And I was watching some show yesterday, and it hit on this quote again. I was like, oh man, that was a sign. But just don't resist the pain. Allow the pain to be there, embrace it, and really observe it, analyze it, and see what it's trying to teach you. What can you learn from it? And my next quote was: "The next time someone asks, what you do, try this. Don't give them your job title. Instead, tell them what you're passionate about." I want to know what you guys are passionate about. Hit me up on soundie.com and let me know. I feel like we all have different passions, and maybe our passions can connect, as well as hitting up the Soundie Facebook group, and let's open discussion about what our passions are and how we can help each other and build a team and build with each other. And then we got into a few topics. The first one is, what is an emergency fund? And I'm thinking right now, like, I'm grateful for mine, but I still need to do some adjustments on myself and my budget, and really get myself disciplined on my finances, and really tone in and hold down, and really start building my emergency fund, my investments and everything. But an emergency fund overall is essential when it comes to financial literacy, as well as creating a solid financial plan for unexpected events, surprise medical bills, car repairs, or even job loss. It's critical to prepare and build a reliable one to avoid letting unexpected expenses lead you to financial ruin. You know, we all have different goals when it comes to our emergency fund. It's like starting small, taking the baby steps, taking the little steps, and just starting, and not questioning it or doubting it. Just letting yourself, like, yo, $5 a day, just invest it in, put it to a side, throw it in a shoebox, or throw it into a savings account, and build that up for your emergency fund. And don't touch it. Just let it keep growing. It starts off with the small goals at first, like saving $100 a month, and gradually increasing that goal, increasing that monthly savings. It also talked about the sole breadwinner, a business owner, or a person with a highly variable income might want to aim for 9 to 12 months of an emergency fund worth of expenses. So calculating that down and doing that day by day. Saving money for emergencies makes sense. Would you rather take out a loan and pay interest, or use a credit card with a high interest rate? Let that ponder. Either way, both will cost you more than having cash on hand for the emergency. So having an emergency fund helps out, so you don't have to take out that loan or use that credit card with that high interest rate. Then the statistics from today's show. Many Americans aren't prepared for an emergency. Only 39% of Americans could cover an unexpected expense of $1,000 from their savings. In another survey, 53% of people said that their $600 stimulus check will only sustain them for less than a month. So I'm thinking the $1,400 was sustained for a month and a half or less, depends. And not being able to pay for emergency expenses can lead to crushing debt and a pile of unpaid bills. Then we talked about the steps to getting started with your emergency fund. 1, create a budget. See where you can start saving more at. Look at your expenses, add everything up for like I said, the first quarter of the year, from January, February, and March, those last 3 months. Add up your expenses for each month and see where you can invest at. Number 2 is automatically save. Using your budget, make your savings account automatic by splitting a percentage of your direct deposit into a savings account. If you're just starting to save, look for an account with a low minimum balance requirement and no monthly fee. Chime is great. They're also a high yield savings account they have that's the higher than everybody else. Their APY is 0.50, and that's higher than everybody else. Everybody else, like I think the US average is 0.05. So you better get that return. So check into the Chime, as well as I'll drop the link so you guys can check it out. Number 3 is gradually increase your savings. Number 4, save unexpected income. That means like if you got the stimulus or anything, just any unexpected money, a bonus, save that, put that away for a rainy day. Trust me, you'll need it. Number 5, plan to cover at least 3 to 6 months of emergency expenses, or 9 to 12 if you're a business owner or sole breadwinner. Number 6, keep saving after you reach your goal. And that's big, because I feel like when we reach our goal, we stop. We accomplished, we're happy, we're good. We're like, yo, we reached this goal. Now it's like, let me stop and take a break, versus letting ourselves apply a new goal and strive for a new goal. So keep saving after you reach your goal, as well as let me know what if you guys have started an emergency fund, or as well as have one already and that you've been saving into, investing into, and any investments that you've been making. Hit me up on SanaIE.com or on any social media platform at SanaIE. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be right back. Leave a 5-star review. I mean, this is the end of the show, but leave a 5-star review. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Many times in life, we'll look far into our future with uncertainty. None of us can predict the future, so enjoying life one day at a time will remain much easier and fulfilling. Have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday.